As promised, we're going to continue with part 2 of Chapter 11, Lesson 4. If you would be so kind, please, as to turn in your Go Math Volume 2 book to page 644. 644. And I had assigned these questions for you to do on the show and share portion, and we're going to take a look at them just to make sure that we understand what we're being asked to do here. So number 1 on page 644, shade each unit square in the figure shown. Count the unit squares to find the area. Well, let's just see what that would look like here. So here would be, if we just connected the dots, quite honestly, and we could shade them in, or we can even just number them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 unit squares for number 1. If you do not have that in your book, you can go ahead and change that right now. Now we need to count and find the area of these figures. How are the figures the same? How are they different? Well, let's figure out what the areas are first, and that might help us a little bit. So getting these connected, it would look as if I have an area of 6 here. That looks good. And looking here at this one, remember that area is measuring the inside part of an object. So right here, just simply because it's tic-tac-toe board, we know, okay, we'll start with 1 and we end up with 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 square units right there. I can go ahead and come back and put that answer in for 6. Well, we got a really interesting one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get them right here. But I also need to make sure that I have connected this way. Now I'm not going to come all the way across here, because this area right in here, this is not part of the object. Okay, so I need to just count the shaded areas. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so we end up with 8 square units for that one. Okay, how are they the same? Well, they all have unit squares. Alright. So this right here that we have, that is 1 unit square, and it's the same. Alright, the measurement here, or the measurement right here, or the measurement right here. Okay, it does not matter where we put that. Okay, the unit square for each of these, it's the same. Okay, and then how are the figures different? Well, of course they have different configurations with them. Alright, this is just a square. Okay, and then we've got 2 different types of objects right here. Okay, so then we talk about, right, the area or the perimeter. All right, so if we were wanting to think about buying a rug for a room. All right, and that would be, I mean, let's just use number 3 right here. Let's just say that that was a rug. We would want to be more concerned about the area that it covers, all right, as opposed to whatever the perimeter is. So for number 5, that is going to be the area. Putting a fence around a garden. Well, let's just say again here for number 3 that this was our garden and we wanted to put a fence around it because rabbits or dogs in the neighborhood or cats or whatever are getting into our garden, and we want to put a fence up so that they don't get into that. We would want the perimeter. All right, how much fence should we put around there? All right. So that is the first part here, and we'll get to another section of the lesson here in just a bit.